Today we're talking about a 30-year-old male who disappeared from a Las Vegas retirement community. Today's case is the disappearance of Steven Kocher. Steven Kocher disappeared on December 13th of 2009. At that point in 2009, Steven was a young man who was down on his luck. He had just turned 30 years old, and he was really struggling to find a job. Right before his disappearance, he had a job handing out flyers, and at the time of his disappearance, he was also trying to do something with window washing. He graduated from college with I believe it was a communications degree or journalism degree. And unfortunately, those degrees don't pay a lot of money. I have prior experience in that, and I've always had some kind of connection and I've always felt a small connection to Steven Kocher. As a person making crime videos on YouTube, I don't really have tons of money, so I've always felt a connection to him in that regard. And so basically, this is 2009. This is really right in the heart of the Great Recession, and Steven had tried to work a couple of jobs, and it just wasn't working out. He had came from a large, successful family, and they were very religious. They followed the Mormon religion, and Steven, I would imagine, felt a lot of pressure in his life. Just turning 30, he had no girlfriend, he had no family. Many of his siblings were forming families, had successful careers, and here he was trying to rent a room and getting fired from jobs or laid off. And I can only imagine that would create a situation with a lot of pressure. So a couple of days before his disappearance, Steven went on a really kind of wild road trip where he drove around 1,100 miles in one day. He visited his ex-girlfriend's house, and he was driving all over the western United States in a short amount of time.
Steven previously dated Anne Marie Neff. Anne Marie Neff's parents were in Ruby Valley, Nevada, and when he stopped there, it's implied that he expected Anne Marie to be there, but her parents invited him in and they had lunch, and Steven told Anne Marie's parents that he was headed to Sacramento, California to visit family, which he obviously did not end up in Sacramento due to his disappearance.
It was not usual to see someone drive that much. He also didn't have a lot of money too, so going on this massive road trip would have cost a lot in gas. And he started in St. George, Utah, and through various stops he ended up near Las Vegas.
So this map right here is from 2009, and we can see on the west going east there's several mountains that Steven could have walked to possibly commit suicide or just go to the mountains. And I'm also now, this is a map from 2023, so you can see there was clearly more development. But there was still a fair amount of development in 2009 when Steven parked his car. And Steven parked his car in a specific area on the outskirts of Las Vegas called Henderson. And this is very close to the Las Vegas Executive Airport. And in this case, Henderson, Nevada, and Las Vegas are used interchangeably. This is the security camera footage from a neighbor where Steven parked his car. The person who I highlighted is believed to be Steven, and there's two angles that were recovered that featured what we believe is to be Steven.
Las Vegas is not a place where, people with not a lot of money generally go to, or maybe they go to spend the rest of their money. But it was unusual to see someone like Steven in Las Vegas. Steven was also very religious, and he was, even into his adulthood, he had continued having a relationship with the Mormon Church, and even volunteering and being a devout member in the Mormon Church. Right before his disappearance, he even got a call from a fellow church member to see if he could teach a class, and he couldn't because he was in Las Vegas. So this is someone who maintained a strong relationship with the Mormon faith. But anyway, on December 13th, we have closed circuit camera security footage of someone we strongly believe is Steven drive to this retirement community, park his car. We see him walk the other direction away from the security camera, and that's the last known sighting we have of him. And this just adds to the mystery. It was a random retirement community, and it's not something you would just randomly pull off into. So it's extremely bizarre. That's where he parked his car. There's been multiple theories of Steven. Was he meeting someone in someone's house for a job opportunity? Did he go into someone's house? Did he walk off to the desert near the retirement community and commit suicide? And Steven Koecher's phone was still pinging around 5 days after his disappearance in the Las Vegas area, but no trace of him has ever been found. And this case has gone stone cold. Steven's family went on a massive search to try to find him. He had a big family, and no real clues have ever really been found from this case. So that's why. So it's been a very popular case, especially around young males who disappeared. Many people know about the Steven Kocher case, and at this point, that's really all the evidence we have of it. If you got any questions or concern, leave them in the comment section below. And if you want to hear more true crime content from YouTube's best amateur detective, subscribe to Crimena today.